Cricket Club from Hertfordshire. Our next guest is one of the most successful the stars of the most successful film franchise in the history of cinema.
Harry Potter fans will know him best as Draco Malfoy, and when he's not playing Quidditch at Hogwarts, he likes a bit of cricket. Ladies and gents, please welcome Tom Felton.
Hello, Tom. How you doing? How are you? Just on the end there. Well,
Hello, Tom. Lovely to see you. All right. Yeah, good, thank you.
Here I am.
Now, here you are. I'm getting a very good welcome. Now, I wasn't too sure whether you'd get cheered or booed, because let's face it, you're one of the most recognisable villains on the planet.
I've been booed a few times.
Have you?
Yeah. More like
there
it.
you go. Yeah, now he feels at home. You've relaxed
Thank
now.
you. Yeah, I'm relaxing.
And so, how do you deal with that?
I can only take it as a compliment, really. I've had a lot of sort of 9-year-olds and younger sort of get terrified, really, actually sort of hide behind their parents' legs. And,
well, Matt was a bit frightened this
Yeah,
morning.
I
I'm
noticed.
telling you, you were quite nice in real life.
He came in and met me in a fit of tears. I don't know. Sorry, that's supposed to be kept under the image. So yeah, again, I can only really take it as a compliment. If I manage to scare these little kids, I must be doing something right.
Are you scared, guys?
Oh, these guys are well off.
Yeah, we're over it. We're not
scared of them. Now, just in case people have been living in a cave for the last few years, let's take a look at you in action. One's at the ready.
Scared, Potter.
You wish. On the count of 3, cast your charms to disarm your opponent. Only to disarm. We don't want any accidents here. 1, 2. Must have been about 12, I think, yeah. It was a few years ago now. I was more angel face, maybe.
Yeah, you were looking a little bit, is it quite hard to watch yourself on that?
Yeah, it's so cringing, I can't bear it.
It must be like when your parents put out the home videos.
It is.
When you're little, but yours is on the big screen.
It is, it's kind of bizarre. I'm already thinking what my kids will say when I show them in decades to come. It'll be very strange.
I'm going to be very proud.
And that just shows, doesn't it, that you basically grew up on screen, didn't you? That was 10 years ago.
It was.
How hard was that to grow up on screen?
Very easy. I mean, they made it a lot of fun for us. As you can see, we were just kind of, clowning around with a set of wands. I mean, at that age, you couldn't think of anything more fun, I don't think. So.
I must be thinking acting is such a rigorous discipline.
Oh, discipline's a good word for it. Yeah. No, other than waiting, that's the only really hard part of acting, I just think. It's especially when we were doing stuff like that. It was great fun. Plenty of harness work and flying us all over the show. So, as any 12-year-old will tell you, I'm sure that's pretty much a good time in a bag right there.
Yeah, God, any 12-year-old, any 20-plus-year-old, 30-plus-year-old, I think I'd quite like to go that. But when you auditioned, you must have been, what, 8, 9 maybe?
Not that young, about 11.
About 11. So at that age, you probably had no idea what you were getting yourself into in terms of this global phenomenon.
Really, I think I was the only child, actually, who was there out of the thousands that had auditioned who had no clue what Harry Potter was.
Did you not even read the book?
No, shamefully.
Did you do homework?
Well, actually, I blagged it. I lied, of course, when they said, have you read the book? I said, yeah. And there's a row of kids, and I just sort of said, oh, I'm the same as this guy, or this is my favourite character, this is my favourite scene. So I kind of winged my way first through the early audition.
Did they not guess when you said you were there to audition for Hermione? They're like, he doesn't know
I thought I was perfect for the role, but apparently not. Yeah, no, they were very charming, to be fair, and very good with youngsters. It wasn't an audition, it was more just sort of how you deal with cameras and stuff like that, so it was fairly relaxed.
So I think I'm right in saying you finished filming the final scenes, is that
yes,
correct?
About 3 weeks ago now, we wrapped up, so no more blonde dye in the hair. It's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Serious
quite emotional, yeah, certainly for a lot of the cast. It's like a second home. It's a bit like leaving school or a university, you know, that feeling when you sort of got to know the people and places very,
That
very
whole dressing room thing we were
I was
talking
gonna
about
say,
as well.
yeah, it's a very, very good, it's a good thing to compare it to, really. It is. It's good, you know, you really know it like a second home, and then all of a sudden it's been taken away from you. It's quite a sad affair.
But you're not going to miss being a beach blonde.
No, that's not such a pleasant part
But
of
the
the job.
madness starts up again because the next instalment of the film is out in November. Is that right? So
It is, yes.
Pottermania takes hold again.
Yes, they will be sending us out left, right, and centre to promote it. But we're all really, really excited about these last two, especially because these are the kind of the ones we've been building up to doing, and the stories are more grown up by now. There's a lot of battles and fighting and stuff like that. So it's a bit more for us to talk about this year round, which is good. We're excited for that.
November, also a massive month in cricket. The small match of the Ashes starting up. And you were lucky enough to be at the Oval, weren't you, for the climax of the recent series?
Yes, yeah, that was a fantastic day out. Yeah, Daniel and I often try and get out there whenever
We
do get
recognised
the
him,
chance.
yeah.
Ah, yeah. Oh, lordy.
There you are with your bleach
You
blonde
don't even
hair.
know when they're filming you, that's the problem. Yeah, please.
But what a fantastic day that was.
It really
What are
was.
your memories of that?
A couple. Well, other than being there, and I had a few cheeky ciders, I think, on the side, and then they asked us to go on test match special, at which at that point I was, needless to say, I was kind of loose at the tongue. So I God knows what I talked about for an hour, but good thing Daniel does love to chat cricket as well. So he took up most of the half an hour, I think, which was good.
Who's the better player, you or Dan?
Oh, wow, now you're asking real questions.
You can say you if you want.
Well, I can actually give you a ball-by-ball sort of account of the last game that we played, because he bowled a couple of overs to me, much to his dismay. The boundary ropes were being littered with. I even tried a cheeky six. It didn't quite go down, but I had an attempt. No, to be fair, he's far more. I don't know what the right word is for it. He's a strategy man. He's very good with all the building positions and he knows all the stats of ex-players and things like that. I'm useless with that sort of thing. I'm a bit of a bowler, to be fair. Just sort of give me the ball and let me.
Sounds like the kind of geeky thing Harry Potter would be into, wouldn't it? It was stats and strategy.
Field settings,
yeah, where
yeah.
Draco would be like straight out the park. But where did your love of cricket come from?
From early days, really, from school. I suppose we were always taught it in school, and I always enjoyed it. Three older brothers. Naturally, the Saturdays and Sundays were spent in the garden, smashing windows by launching cricket balls at them. Yeah.
Your three older brothers, what position did you play? Did you have a field?
Yeah, to be fair, I was shooting a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I rarely got the chance to bowl, hence the reason why I'm a bit of a naff batter, so I didn't have much practice as a kid. So yeah, I was definitely more of a bowler, or they sent me right back for the old six catches to try and prevent these windows smashing, which didn't happen at all. But, yeah.
Is it true you've got a cricket net in your garden right now?
It's true, actually. Shamefully, as you can imagine, me and my brother, we lived together. We never really got round to doing curtains or carpets or any of the unimportant things. We just managed to put up a rather, homemade style cricket net in the garden. So yeah, we spent many an hour dwindling in there. I'm actually trying to get a few people in there. I met James Foster a few years ago, and he was very keen to come down for the day. So I'm still trying to get that up. Mark, you fancy facing the delivery?
No fielding, but yeah.
All right, you should go in the net for a bit.
No fielding.
There you go, Draco Malfoy bowling at Mark Butcher in his back garden. A little bit bizarre, but I think that could work.
Sounds fun.
But who are the players that you grew up watching? Who did you enjoy?
Well, I mean, Self.
Butcher.
Yeah, I was just actually looking at the test match against Warney. I remember watching that as a youngster very much so. My early days are my Graham Gooches. I remember my dad always being a big fan of him, but yeah, your Athertons, your Nassers, and so forth. Really. It's quite bizarre because most of the people that I watched as a real youngster are commentating now and doing all the behind the scenes kind of stuff.
So
yeah.
when you go down to the cricket ground, you must be like a kid in a sweet shop meeting them all.
It is a bit like that. It is a bit like that, especially with Dan, because obviously they're a lot more attracted to us as a couple. So
Yeah.
it's sort of
Harry and Draco, the room to start.
Wait, that came across wrong. Can we do that again?
Live, unfortunately. It's out there.
Twice the lie.
Twister's got his meltdown.
Ignore that, please.
While we're on that theme, who floats your boat of the current players?
Well, mate, mentioned
We talked about Owen Morgan earlier.
runner, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, I can't confess I've ever looked at the players in that light. Saying that, recently somehow ended up at some sort of cricket team bash. Actually, it was for a charity I'm working with, Chance to Shine, is a really great cricket charity, and I was at one of their meetings, and Matt Pryor ran up to me very, very excited, and he said, "We have to get a picture with you and Broady." I was like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, because they picked the mickey out of him by calling him Malfoy, and he had his long hair," which is I think the reason why he cut it off. It's almost like short of obvious.
Because he didn't like getting booed in the street.
Maybe that was it. Yeah, sure. But it was quite funny because obviously he couldn't have had more. I'm not exactly the tallest guy in the world, and he is rather gargantuan. Yeah, he is massive. So it was a rather awkward picture. I was at his belly button.
One for the mantelpiece.
It was,
okay.
yeah.
Right, well, Tom's going to stay with us for the rest of the morning, but for the moment, Tom Felton, everybody.
Now, after a slow start to this season, the Rory Hamilton-Brown revolution at Surrey is just starting to gain momentum with back-to-back championship victories. And they followed up with a winning performance in the Ultimate Sportsman.